and welcome to another Every Tuesday tutorial. In this week's tutorial, we're creating some flat winter florals directly in Procreate. So what you see on screen is exactly what we're going to be creating together. The color palette is free as always. Just tap on the link in the video description and you can download and install it. We're only using one brush for this entire piece, and it's my free monoweight brush, so I'll leave a link in the video description to that as well. This week's tutorial is brought to you by Envato Elements, the Netflix of graphic design. Envato Elements is packed with thousands of creative resources, making any project quicker and more professional. My favorite is their Procreate brush section, where you can download and install beautiful brushes and design elements in a snap. They've even generously provided Every Tuesday viewers with a, ready for this, 70% off coupon, so you can try it out for less than $10 a month. It's limited time though, so be sure to hit the link in the video description and grab that insanely valuable coupon and go on your own downloading spree. I'm going to create a brand new canvas that is 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels at 300 dpi. I'm working in the display P3 color profile, but if you're on an older iPad that doesn't support it, then the sRGB default color profile is perfectly fine. All right, I've got my canvas all ready to go, and the first thing we're going to do is drop in our poinsettias. So we're going to start with the lightest color petals and then work our way to the darkest colored petals, and you'll see how it comes together nice and quickly in that order. So we're going to start with this third pink color, so in all the pinks, it's the one right in the middle. I have my free monoweight brush selected. The size of my brush is 6%, and we're going to start by drawing one petal. It's a pointed oval shape, and we can drop color into that. And then I'm going to do another one that's kind of close by it. I don't want these evenly spaced out because I want them to feel more realistic, and if they're not perfectly even everywhere, then they'll feel more organic. All right. Now we're going to create a brand new layer, drag it underneath our first pink layer. We're going to grab the next darkest one, so it's the second pink color, and we're going to drop in some additional ones behind these ones. We can drop color as we go. All right, if we zoom out, that's looking nice. We're going to do one last set of petals. So create a brand new layer, drag it to the very bottom. We're going to grab the very first reddish color and then just fill everything out with this color. If it's hard to see if it's a closed path, remember you can always turn off the layers above them, and then you can see that you do have a closed path before you fill it in. If it's not closed, it's going to bleed out and fill in your entire background. So if that's happening, that is the reason why you have a shape that isn't fully closed. Now we're going to add in the center seeds. So I'm going to create a brand new layer, and this one we're just going to layer up with color. We're actually going to start with our lightest color first, and we're just going to stipple in a bunch of dots in the center. And then I'm going to switch to my darkest yellow down here. It's kind of a gold color. Stipple those ones in, and then we're going to go to the medium color and stipple those ones on top. So we're getting this nice dimension just by alternating the color. Okay, so that's our first poinsettia. So we can group all of these together and label this one Poinsettia 1. So we could either duplicate this poinsettia for our second one, or you can draw another one from scratch. I'm going to draw an additional one from scratch just because these are our main focal points of our layout, and I want it to be obvious that they're different flowers. So I'm going to grab this one and just move it down a little bit. This one's going to be around here, and we're going to repeat the exact same steps to create our smaller poinsettia right to the upper left of it. So create a brand new layer, same steps again. Grab your middle pink color, paint in those petals, create a new layer, drag it underneath the light pink layer, grab your next color, okay, and then for the final one, our dark red. Let's add the seeds to the top, so create a layer at the very top. Once again, we're going to start with our lightest yellow first and stipple in the center. Grab the darkest color next, the darkest yellow, and then grab the medium color. Okay, let's group all those together and label this one poinsettia 2. We can reposition this one to the upper left. I'm keeping these kind of close. They can overlap a little bit. Let's see. I think that looks pretty good. I don't like this little negative space that we're getting there, so let me move this a little bit. All right. Now I can select both of these and make this just a little more centered here. I'm going to add some larger flowers right over here, so I'm just being aware of that. And we can always move these again if we need to, but that'll give us a nice starting point. So the next thing we're going to do is draw in some supporting flowers. So I'm going to create a brand new layer up at the very top. We're going to grab this middle pink color again, and these are going to be the back petals, so they'll be the darkest petals of these supporting florals. They kind of have a little bit of a rectangular shape up at the top, but it's curved. And you want to make sure you still have a little bit of distance between them right here. And then fill with color. Okay, so these are the back petals. Now we're going to show that these do have some seeds poking out. So I'm going to create a brand new layer. I'm going to grab my lightest yellow color, reduce the size down to 2%. Draw some lines up, and then change the size back to, let's go with 3%, and we're just going to stipple up here. So it's not looking like much right now, but trust me, it's all going to come together right now. So now we're going to create a brand new layer. We're going to go with our next lightest pink color. So we're going to draw 3 more petals. I'm going to start with the middle petal because I want it to overlap the space between these two, so these spaces, and then we're going to create new spaces of our own. So it's going to be wider on both sides too. Fill those with color. Make it nice and smooth around the outside. Now we're going to add some detail onto these, so create a brand new layer. We're going to grab our lightest pink color. We're going to draw some lines up, just like this. And fill those with color. Once you have your flower, create a brand new layer on top of it. We're going to grab our darkest brown color right here. And we're going to create a transition between where the petals meet the stem. Fill that with color, and now we're going to draw the stem down. And make sure you connect it down here, that way you can fill it with color. All right, so we've got our first flower all set. So now we need to group all of our layers together. And we can reposition it and rescale it as needed. So this is going to go right around here. And I can reduce the size just a little bit. Let's send this one behind everything. So just drag it down in your groups. And now we're going to do the exact same thing again, only we're going to make it smaller and right next to it. So this one will be pink flower 1, create a brand new layer, and we're going to repeat the exact same steps. So I'm going to speed the video along, but we already did the exact same thing over here. I'm going to label this one pink flower 2, and let's move this one into place. This one is meant to be smaller than the first one, so I'm going to reduce the size down where it feels comfortable but not too much smaller. Now that we've got all of our florals popped in, the next thing we want to do is add in some supporting foliage and elements, and a really good kind of transitional floral to foliage element are baby's breath or berries. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to keep these white because on the dark background, which we're about to drop in, you'll be able to see them, they'll pop, and they'll really feel like winter. So we're going to draw the stems first because they're a little bit darker and they would be difficult to see on a dark background, but then we'll change our background, we'll add in the white dots, and then we'll be good to go with all the rest of our foliage. So I'm going to create a brand new layer and drag this layer at the very bottom because I want it to appear behind everything else that I've drawn so far. I'm going to keep this really dark brown color. The size of my brush is 4%, so I'm going to add these in right between these two poinsettias. So these are just basic branches, and I'm planning on putting those little white dots at the ends of them. So I want these branches to extend at different lengths. So maybe I'll make this one a little bit longer to differentiate it from that one. It'll just be far more interesting if they are at different heights. All right, we'll add in some more over here. Maybe we'll do 2 branches over here. I am going to reposition this one a little bit. It's looking a little too like going straight to the right, and I don't like that. All right, that feels better. And then I'm going to put some over here too. So that feels full and balanced. All right, next we're going to drop in our dark colored background. So tap on the background layer and choose this very first color up at the top, and that will make everything pretty dark right now, but we're going to start adding in a bunch of lighter colored elements, and it will bring all those darker colored elements forward, and we're going to have a lot of really beautiful contrast with the different shades of our different colors. So we can still make out where these branches are. I'm going to create a brand new layer. I'm going to grab our white. The size of this is going to be 20%, and I'm just going to put dots on the tops of all these. The next thing we're going to do is fill in some of these gaps and white spaces between the elements we've drawn so far with just some supporting leaves. So these ones won't have a lot of detail. It's just going to be flat color, but you're going to be able to tell that these are leaves behind it. I'm going to group these together, and we can call this white berries. Create a brand new layer. This layer is going to be at the very bottom, so drag it all the way to the bottom. The color of this is going to be this really light shade of brown that's next to the white. I'm going to reduce the size down to 5%, and I'm going to draw up some leaves. And we can turn off different layers that we already have if things are getting difficult to see. This is one of those strange steps where you need the elements present so you know where to put your new elements, but it can be really difficult to see where you're drawing them, so you'll have to turn things on and off. But not too difficult. We can just uncheck the layer's visibility to do that. I usually like coming around and making the ones that are extending beyond really obvious. And you'll see what I mean in just a minute. So there can be some tricky parts every now and then. Like I have a gap right here, and we can fill those in with color. So the eye automatically recognizes that there's extra foliage in these areas because we don't want the background peeking through as we add in the other elements. So that just gives it a larger sense of fullness without things getting confusing. The next thing we want to do is add in some additional leaves that are similar to this but more defined. So we're going to create a brand new layer. These ones are going to be behind these flat leaves, so let's label this one flat leaves. So we'll drag this new layer right underneath the flat leaves layer, and these ones are going to be called detailed leaves. The color for these ones is going to be this middle brown color, so it's the third one on the second row. And we're just going to draw up some stems, but these ones are going to be larger and more defined than previously. Let's reduce the size down to 4% for these. So these ones are going to be a little branchier, and there's not going to be as many of them. So for these leaves, now that we have the branches for them, they're just going to come up and back down. They're going to be long and skinny. Once you have all of your leaves drawn in, now we're going to add in some details. So I'm going to create a brand new layer right above it. I'm going to tap on the layer thumbnail and choose clipping mask. So now whatever I draw on this layer will get locked into the shapes that I just drew. So whatever's on the layer beneath it. So we're going to add in a little bit of shadow to each one of the leaves. So we're creating a sense of light and adding a few dynamics. So I'm going to grab this second brown color right here, and all we're going to do, this is really simple. You're just going to draw a line straight up, and you can fill it in with color on one side or the other. I tend to alternate as I go. I'll have a few on one side, and then as it looks like my leaves are shifting directions, or if they're on the other side, then I will change the shadow to being on the other side, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting that way. All right, once you have all the details on those leaves, the next thing we're going to do is add in some more detail with some pine branches. So I'm going to create a brand new layer above my flat leaves layer, and this one's going to be pine. So tap on the layer thumbnail, label this pine. And in order to draw our pine, these ones are going to be a little bit smaller. So I'm at 3%. I'm going to grab my blue color right here, and I'm going to paint in some pine branches right here. Just draw in some stems, and then your pine is just going to poke out. So draw in those pine needles all the way. And we're also going to draw some up here at the top of the other poinsettia. Okay, and then we're just going to add in a little bit of extra color by grabbing this darker green color to the right of the blue. And we're just going to add in a few more pine needles here and there. Once you have your pine complete, we're just going to add in some very simple line art foliage to the background, and that will create a little bit of extra contrast and variety throughout our piece. So I'm going to create a brand new layer. I'm going to drag this to the very, very bottom, and I'll just call this one line art. And this one is going to be this lighter green color up at the top. And all you're going to do, they're kind of scribbles, is you're just going to draw these really simple organic leaf shapes that are just line art. They do not have to be perfect. They're just scribbles. These work as a really nice supporting background element to round everything out. Once you have your piece, you can see mine's pretty close to the bottom here, so I want to center everything up. So I can just select everything, and then let's group it together. That way we can always move everything together. And then you can just drag it up until you see those crosshairs again. And there we go. So that's how to create flat style winter florals directly in Procreate. Once again, links to everything mentioned in this tutorial are right in the video description, including the free color palette and the free brush. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of new tutorials just like this one in the future. For more Procreate tutorials and freebies, head on over to my site, every-tuesday.com. You can also find me over on Instagram. My handle is everytuesday. If you try this out and post it there, I would love it if you tag me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.